Good Friday morning, and welcome back to Morning Buzz. I'm Alex, Jordan's with me, and we are finally diving into that vocal lie detection topic we promised yesterday. I have to admit, ever since we teased this episode, I've been analyzing every phone call I've had, trying to figure out if I'm one of those people who can hear deception or if I'm completely oblivious.
Oh, you're not alone. I spent last night listening to old voicemails and wondering what subtle cues I might have missed over the years. It's fascinating how some people seem to have this almost supernatural ability to detect dishonesty just through someone's voice, while others could have someone reading a completely fabricated story and think, huh, what a genuine person.
Exactly. My roommate in college could always tell when people were lying on the phone. She'd be like, that person is definitely not telling the truth. And I'd be sitting there thinking they sounded perfectly normal. Meanwhile, I probably believed every telemarketer who called claiming I'd won a cruise.
Yeah, that's such a perfect example because vocal lie detection really is this spectrum of ability that varies dramatically between people. What's happening is that when someone lies, there are these micro changes in their voice, slight pitch variations, timing differences, even breathing patterns that some brains are just naturally wired to pick up on.
Wait, so it's actually measurable? Like lying creates specific vocal signatures that we can study?
Absolutely. Research shows that deception often triggers stress responses that affect vocal cord tension, breathing rhythm, and even speech rate. Some people's auditory processing systems are incredibly sensitive to these changes, while others focus more on the content of what's being said rather than how it's being delivered. Huh?
This is making me think about all those true crime podcasts where they analyze suspect interviews. Are those hosts just naturally gifted at hearing deception, or is this something you can actually train yourself to do?
That's one of the most intriguing aspects. While some people definitely have a natural advantage, often linked to heightened auditory processing or anxiety sensitivity that makes them hyper aware of vocal stress, there are learnable components too. Musicians, for instance, often excel at vocal lie detection because they're trained to hear subtle pitch and rhythm variations.
Okay, but here's what I want to know. Why are some people so bad at this? Because I'm pretty sure I fall into that category, and it's not like I have hearing problems or anything.
It often comes down to cognitive style differences. Some brains prioritize semantic processing, focusing on meaning and logical consistency, over prosodic processing, which deals with tone, rhythm, and vocal patterns. Neither approach is better or worse. They're just different ways of interpreting communication.
So you're telling me that my brain might be so focused on trying to understand what someone is saying that I completely miss how they're saying it?
Exactly. Plus, there's interesting research suggesting that people with higher empathy sometimes perform worse at vocal lie detection because they're more likely to give others the benefit of the doubt. Their brains are wired to assume positive intent, which can override suspicious vocal cues.
Well, that makes me feel slightly better about being gullible. But what about those people who think they're amazing lie detectors but are actually terrible at it? We all know someone who's convinced they can read people, but gets fooled constantly.
Oh, that's a whole other phenomenon. Overconfidence in lie detection abilities is surprisingly common. Some people become hyper-focused on vocal cues, but misinterpret normal nervousness or excitement as deception. They're hearing changes in voice patterns, but drawing the wrong conclusions about what those changes mean.
This is such a rabbit hole. Are there any practical ways to get better at this, or should those of us who are vocally oblivious just accept our fate?
There are definitely techniques. Paying attention to baseline vocal patterns first, how someone normally sounds when relaxed, can help you notice deviations. Also, listening for clusters of changes rather than single cues, because stress affects multiple vocal elements simultaneously.
I love that you said clusters because it sounds so much more scientific than my current method of just hoping people are telling the truth and dealing with the consequences later.
This motion lie. The key insight is that vocal lie detection isn't about becoming suspicious of everyone, but rather developing more nuanced listening skills. Whether you're naturally gifted at it or need to work at it, understanding how stress and deception affect vocal patterns can improve all kinds of communication.
This has definitely changed how I think about phone conversations. Speaking of communication mysteries, Monday we're exploring why some people can instantly tell when a food is going to taste amazing just by smelling it, while others need to actually take a bite to know if they'll like something. We'll look at the science of predictive taste and whether smell to flavor translation is learnable or hardwired.
Perfect way to start the week with something we can all relate to. Thanks for tuning in this Friday morning, everyone. Whether you're a natural vocal lie detector or someone who takes people at face value, remember that both approaches have their strengths in building relationships.
Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you Monday for more fascinating brain science.